Hello and welcome to my video blog for Sunday, June the 19th. You know, it's Father's Day weekend and the president went on Good Morning America on Friday to talk about politics and talk about being a father. It was quite a warming experience to see the president chat it up in such a way. But you know who's also chatting it up? A couple of people who aren't so pro-president. People who are still singing that, I'm still mad that you didn't call me, you didn't tell me about the raid, you didn't tell me about NATO, you didn't tell me about Libya, you didn't tell me, you know, all those people who are still upset about how our military forces are being used. You know, that old tune. Well, that old tune is not as snappy and as poppy as the Weiner song, but it's still being sung. You know, going back to Weiner, we all know that catchy little jingle. You know the Weiner song, the My Baloney has a first name, it's A-N-T-H-O-N-Y. My Baloney has a second name, it's W-E-N-I-N-R. Oh, I love to tweet it every day, and if you ask me, that's why I'll say Anthony Weiner has a way of messing up stuff every day. Oh, yes, that Anthony Weiner, he was still out there messing up stuff, making a mess out of everything. But, you know, about a couple of weeks ago, he came clean. He let everybody know that, yes, it was his wiener, it was his package that was out there on a tweet, and that he was out there tweeting inappropriately with the ladies. Oh, tisk, 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 that wiener. Now, he did all this, but you got to give the man credit because he single-handedly changed the face of television for a while. I mean, here it is. We were all so concerned that Oprah was leaving and that all our shows were wrapping up for the spring season and, you know, moving into summer and we'd have all these reruns. But, you know, Weiner kind of brought back the Rock of Love series. You remember that with Bret Michaels? Except he did his Twitter version. Yeah, and instead of traveling the country with the ladies like Bret Michaels did, he just tweeted across the country. I mean, it was quite ingenious, and it worked for a while until he got caught. And then he did confess that it was him. And then everyone went stomping the yards, and that it became like some Lifetime television, you know, the women's rights, we gotta Wienergate this thing and get it all under control. Because everybody wanted him out of office. Even though he came forward and confessed, it wasn't enough. They had to get him out of office. He's got to go. So all the women have to come on and talk about it. Talk about if they're pro it. Talk about it if they're against it. Talk about all the what ifs and the hypotheticals. You know, and what if you were tweeting a girl who was young enough to be your daughter? How inappropriate is that? Well, I'm kind of flabbergasted because here it is. The man is 46 years old. Do you think that he was really taking the time to vet these women and find out about their backgrounds and find out if it was appropriate for him to tweet with them? No, he didn't care about that. He was acting like a horny teenager. And horny teenagers don't do background checks. They don't care. And Weiner didn't care, obviously, either. You know, like if he had really tweeted a self-respecting woman, she would have said, hey, listen, you need to buy me dinner before you at least tweet me that package. But that didn't happen. But anyway, all the women went out there stomping and complaining and talking about the Weiner thing, giving up all these hypotheticals, you know, like you'd never see a woman do this. And of course you wouldn't see a woman do it, but if she did do it, I don't think the men would have a problem with it. No, men don't have a problem with that kind of stuff. And then, you know, everybody's out there talking about it. Oh, he's a pervert, blah, 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 blah. So he finally caved into the pressure and said, yes, he was going to resign and leave office. Now, here's the thing. Out of all the times that Weiner was tweeting, when he was tweeting his package and tweeting with the ladies and saying all this stuff back and forth. Thank you, Bill Maher, for giving us that discharge on what they were saying. But yeah, saying all this stuff back and forth, out of all the times he should have been tweeting, he didn't tweet his final goodbye. No, he had to do this, you know, one-on-one. He had to actually show up and give a little press conference, you know, a goodbye press conference. And that went down like the fiasco that Weiner basically is, because he got heckled at his own goodbye conference, and that he couldn't even say goodbye in peace, and that people were out there yelling, bye pervert, you know, were you really 7 inches, blah, 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 saying all kinds of inappropriate stuff. It was crazy. But Wienergate has now concluded. And what do you do when you leave office and you wrap up a winning show like Weiner? Well, you go to the grocery store. And the shot that we should have seen was him in the meat department holding up a package. Oh, money! But we didn't get that. But Weiner left just in time because, you know, the Republicans have really been clamoring. They want a little bit of the spotlight. And, you know, Pawlenty got a little bit of the spotlight. Maybe not in so much the way that he wanted. And that he got doused with glitter in San Francisco at this book signing. Now, the woman doused him with glitter because she said it was all about him not supporting gay rights. What I want to know is, what were he supposed to do with the glitter? You know, like here it is, she throws glitter on him, and he's standing there he's sitting there with a stack of books. I mean, did she really expect for him to, like, make a crafts project out of the glitter in the books? Or was she expecting for him to, like, scoop up the glitter and then, like, sprinkle it on himself and then, like, fly away like Peter Pan, or maybe transform into Tinkerbell? I mean, like, what was that all about? Like, apparently Pawlenty didn't know what to do because he just sat there all glitterized, all bedazzled, and it was crazy. But I digress. Moving on to the big event that happened for the Republicans this past week was the Republican debate. Yeah, can't mess that up, because that debate kind of reminded me of American Idol when they go to Hollywood. Now, we all love American Idol when they travel across the country and they pick up talent, or they show us the good, snippets of the bad, and most of all, snippets of the crazy. We love it. Love that part. But then it comes this big point where they actually go to Hollywood. And it's in Hollywood that they try to, you know, weed out all the so-so talent from the really talented singers. And that's what that debate reminded me of. It reminded me of the weeding out process. Now, when they were in, you know, during the debate, it was kind of like a situation, because nobody was really debating. It was somebody saying something and everybody basically co-signing on what somebody else said. Somebody else would say something and everybody was co-signing on what somebody else said. You know, like, it was as nobody saw the movie The Great Debaters. I mean, where was Denzel and the kids? That's what we really needed. Or getting back to American Idol, what we really needed was, like, J-Lo sitting in the audience, you know, like, out there, like, crying with the kids, you know, like, I'm so sorry, baby. I'm so sorry. You're not going to make it, baby. I got to cut you, baby. I got to cut you, baby. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. But you can make it keep singing, baby. Oh, that's what we needed. We needed a little J-Lo. We needed a little Denzel. We needed the kids because nobody was debating. But we made it through. Everyone did their homework. There were no Sarah Palin moments, and that everyone basically did their British American history, you know, references, and got them right as to who was coming and who are they going to tell while they were here. Yeah, none of that happened. Everybody got everything right, and everything pretty much went smoothly. So you got to give everyone basically a thumbs up for doing a good job. Now, out of this debate, there seemed to be a little bit of a front runner in Mit Romney. Yes, Mit Romney. And since he's in the front, you know, you got a little nitpick a little bit and find little things about him, you know, because he seems kind of ripe for the picking. And one of the things in which people are sort of picking out is the fact that when he went to meet with some people down in Florida, he kind of let a little joke. Yeah, he kind of let loose, you know, that Mitt saying, oh yeah, sitting with a bunch of unemployed people. Oh, I'm unemployed too. Ah, ha, ha, ha. And of course, everybody at the table laughed because Mitt was paying the tab. Yeah, that's why they laughed. Now, the people who weren't laughing, the people at home, the starving, the uninsured people. Yeah, that's who didn't laugh. That's who didn't get the joke. It was clearly a you had to be there moment. Another you had to be there moment was on a golf course with Speaker of the House, John Weiner, and the President. Yeah, they were out there playing golf with Kasich and Vice President Joe Biden. It was quite a lovely sight to see them out there on the links. And I wish I could have just been out there, you know, with them just for a second, listening and chiming in and kind of getting a take on what happened. Because you know that Weiner was pissed. Because here it is, he was out on a golf course with a black man who didn't have to carry his bags. The horror. Happy Father's Day, everyone. I'll see you next time.